The magic is back as Tacoma City Ballet presents The Nutcracker. Join Clara and her Nutcracker prince as they begin their journey into the land of snow and the kingdom of sweets. Experience it in its original traditional glory from Tacoma's historic Pantages Theatre. Tickets available at TacomaCityBallet.com.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Cityline. In this segment, as you got to see on the wide shot, I have the Tacoma City Ballet here with something that they do in their sleep, but they do it so beautifully. I'm talking about the Nutcracker, and that means I'd like you to join me in welcoming back Miss Erin Saragiole. Welcome back, my dear. You are the Executive Director, Artistic Director of Tacoma City Ballet School and Faculty, and you look fabulous today.
Thank you.
All right, you have to tell us about this vest.
Well, this vest belonged to Miss Jan Collum.
Yes.
And she would wear it at the Nutcracker performances.
And
backstage.
Backstage. So
yes.
the cast saw it, but nobody else did. How old is this vest?
Oh my goodness. Well, Miss Jan has been gone for over 20 years.
Okay, there it is. It's in pretty good shape, let me tell you. It's very sparkly. You brought with you somebody who impresses and took the air out of the green room when she walked in. And we are talking about Ayana Reyes. Ayana, welcome to Cityline. You play Clara in the Nutcracker, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Can we get a little ballet slipper cam there? How you doing there, Miss Cheryl? Can you get a ballet slipper cam? There it is. Oh, look at that. That's impressive. I mean, you probably can stand on those toes, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can. I love that. Okay, so let's talk about Miss Erin. For people who are new to Tacoma, and we say welcome, they wouldn't know that Tacoma City Ballet was founded 67 years ago and continues to be the only ballet in the area focusing on the art of classical ballet. Tell us about the beginnings of this, because I don't think you were born then.
Oh, you're so kind, Amanda.
It's
so
true.
kind.
You weren't.
Well, Miss Jan Collum founded the Jan Collum School of Classical Ballet
Yes.
in 1955.
Wow.
And she had been teaching at Cornish in Seattle, and she came to Tacoma at the behest of a man named Lou Harder, who had a school that was, you know, tap dancing and other forms of dance, and he wanted her to come and teach ballet. So she started coming over from Seattle a couple of days a week, and before you know it, she moved here.
Oh.
Because so many, it was, you know, one of the only ballet schools here.
Right.
So she started the Jan Collum School of Classical Ballet, and she started the Concert Ballet Group of Tacoma, which was the company with 6 dancers, and they did the first Nutcracker on the stage of the Little Theater.
Oh, as in our previous guest.
As in your previous guests. And then, of course, that group grew. And then she ended up at what was Wilson High School.
Oh my!
On the stage, because the Pantages Theatre didn't exist. It was not yet refurbished. And so then in 1983, when the Pantages Theatre was refurbished, she brought Nutcracker down there with the symphony. Ed Safarian was the conductor of the Tacoma Symphony, or Symphony Tacoma as they are now.
Yes.
And became that collaboration. And the ballet has performed the Nutcracker in that theater since 1983.
Wow.
With only 2 misses.
That's right.
One was for COVID.
That's right.
And one was for the renovation.
That's right.
Of the theater. So Miss Jan, then the company was called Ballet Tacoma.
Oh.
And it had 35 to 40 dancers in the company by that time. When I came to work for Miss Jan in the school, we had 600 students in the school.
Wait, now let's go back and compare the math. 6 in the original dance troupe. Now we have 600 attendees in this school as we're flashing forward. Okay.
Correct. And so we taught 600 of them. And the difference, there are lots of ballet schools, you know, in the area, but Tacoma City Ballet now, or Ballet Tacoma, Miss Jan, only taught classical ballet in and of the 5 traditions of the technique, which are Danish, French, English, Italian, and Russian.
There it is. However, Miss Erin, share with us some of the lifelong skills that the school teaches, because not everybody is Ayana here, who we're going to get to know in a second. Some people are there because maybe they just need to wake up the head-body coordination.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I have more girls who have become medical doctors than I have who have become ballet dancers. I think I'm going on 40.
Wow.
40 MDs. Some now are still going to medical school, so we'll have more. And 3 or 4 dentists, a bunch of lawyers, lots of engineers.
So there we go.
And then dancers. But it teaches you responsibility and discipline and, you know, fending for yourself. You know, if you don't have your ballet shoes and your tights, you're the one in trouble. You can't blame mommy because she didn't pack it for you.
That's right.
You know, when they get into the company.
So Ayana, now that you are in the company, I'm going to take you back to the beginning. What inspired you to begin ballet?
When I was 2.5 years old, I saw this movie. It was called Angelina Ballerina.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, I loved it so much. And I wanted to be just like her. And she was spinning on her toes and everything. She looked very graceful. So I begged my mom to start ballet. And at the time, I lived in Phoenix, Arizona. So I started ballet in Phoenix, Arizona when I was 2.5 years old because I begged my mom.
Oh, you have a great mom. She knew that if you begged her, you really wanted to do it. So when did you start at Tacoma City Ballet?
I started here when I was 6 years old.
Okay, so moved up here, got out of the heat, and now you're here at Tacoma City Ballet. And let's talk about the role you're playing, because I really want to get into this, because I have that book, Angelina, the Ballerina, and the best plate of cheese pies. And so I have a little idea about the kind of world that you grew up in terms of wanting to be in the Nutcracker. Is this your first time in the Nutcracker?
No, it's not.
Okay, what was your first time?
Let's see, I don't remember much, but I think I started when I was 7 years old. I was a bonbon.
I'm waiting for you to say the bonbon, because that is where a lot of them start. And so from bonbon, do you remember the progression up to Clara?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so I went from being a bonbon to a silver soldier to a mouse to snow and
now you're here.
Clara, yes.
But you told me before we got on camera that you had wanted to be Clara for like almost 7, 8, 9 years. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, and during that time, because you're Clara now, what were you doing during that time?
I would play Nutcracker music in my living room and just dance to it.
So you've been Clara for a while in your world, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, and you know, everybody does that. If you want to be a singer, you can remember the times that you had hairbrushes. So it's great that you danced around the living room. To prepare for a big role like this, what does it consist of?
We rehearse every single day.
Oh.
And if we miss a rehearsal, I go back in my head and I look over it and I play the music and I dance to it in my head and look over it.
I love that. And here we are, of course. This is incredible footage. So every day you do this. Plus, how old are you, Ayana?
I'm 15.
And where do you go to school?
Soda School of the Arts.
Oh, good grief. So when do you sleep? You don't. You don't sleep much, but there's lots of time, as my grandmother would say, to sleep. I love that. Miss Erin, we are going to have you stick around for our next segment because not only do we get you for part 1, we get you for part 2, and you have somebody else who is going to be on the comfy couch. This beautiful one, my goodness, I hope to see that smile grace our stages for years to come. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. All right, we're going to do a little musical chairs, a little musical putty. That's what we're going to do. And we'll be right back after this quick break.
The magic is back as Tacoma City Ballet presents The Nutcracker. Join Clara and her Nutcracker prince as they begin their journey into the land of snow and the kingdom of sweets. Experience it in its original traditional glory from Tacoma's historic Pantages Theatre. Tickets available at tacomacityballet.com.